Social media is a clash and mental combat of minds and beliefs. One of the beautiful things that is capable and that we encourage through social media is building a platform, building a presence, sharing your adventures, sharing your life with people that you're close to. But at the same time, too, a lot of people have used it to turn themselves into a brand. One of the biggest predicaments, I will say, with this circumstance is similar to something I've mentioned before, how you will always find someone to resonate with. If you have an opinion or a belief, guaranteed someone else does too, or someone else has. Social media is a wonderful place where you can share interests with people.
A new alert has begun. It will be marked on navigation.
And sharing these interests, such as, let's say, Warhammer, or any trading card game, or any video game, or even trading stocks, flipping real estate. Anything you want to, it can be a phenomenal and wonderful tool in order to accomplish that. Because, air quotes, everyone is on social media these days. Everyone's connected, and you can live a life and conduct everything through your phone. It's just a fact these days. Yet, at the same time, too, there are situations where sometimes an individual gets very loud. And they talk a lot of talk. And they build themselves on effectively just getting upset at things. And people thrive off of that. As a society, we love seeing things go wrong because we don't have issues in our lives. So we create our own. We love drama. We love when someone loses and someone else wins. But the biggest thing with social media is that because someone has a larger number next to their name, they're given more weight to what they say. Their thoughts and opinions are given credit and given validation because other people think the same thing or believe the same way. By encouraging and fostering this combative mindset, all that we're doing is reinforcing to people the wrong lessons and reinforcing to our younger generation the wrong values and the wrong beliefs. And I don't enjoy, and I've said before that wrong and right are subjective and they're up to interpretation and your own opinion. But I believe that we can all agree that raising a child or raising a kid, introducing them to the internet, and the only thing that they learn is just yell at other people. Just get after others and tell them that they're wrong because, why not? You're not seen, you're just a random voice on the internet, The investment would be so much more worthwhile if instead of that time being taken and poorly utilized, uh, you get outside and do something. You're engaged and interacting with the physical world instead of the virtual. Also, in perpetuating this combative cycle, all that we're doing is prolonging and delaying our capacity as human beings to evolve. We're not enabling or allowing ourselves to grow and mature and become better because we're always focused with what's wrong and never how to actually improve. So at the end of the day, we should never be debating on the right or wrong. We should never have to say that one person is superior to another in order to evolve, in order to go to our next stage in our species' existence. We need to start coming together and working with each other, and not just for the betterment of ourselves, but for the betterment of everyone on this rock, on this planet. It's a fact of the matter that as a species, as an animal, we are not going to stay on this earth forever. So if this is a preliminary stage to actual evolution, shouldn't this stage be a good one? Shouldn't it be the best stay ever somewhere? Why are we focusing on the wrong values? And again, I come back to this a lot, but why are we putting profits first when we should be putting people first? Make life better for all of us, as opposed to feeding superiority complexes and not actually moving forward in the world and in this universe. Excuse me. Another component of this too is throughout all of our history as Homo sapiens on this planet, we have proven time and time again that we are violent creatures. Thanksgiving, pretty much it's about murder. Every single war that we've fought, the wars that are currently being fought and have been for years on end. Throughout all of human history, we've had civil wars, world wars. We're constantly arguing with one another because at the end of the day, our belief systems are clashing. Because there's a necessity to be right. And instead of being right or being wrong, can't we just work together and mature, grow, evolve? I'm not saying that war and combat is unnecessary or that it is a bad thing. There is always going to be a necessity for it because there are some times where diplomacy doesn't work. But the diplomacy that we have nowadays is yelling at each other. It's saying, you're wrong because you think differently than I do. And it's my way or the highway. That is how we, quote, talk and remediate our disagreements. So I'm not saying that everything would be perfect if we started communicating and working together more, but if throughout all of human history we've proven that combat and aggression towards one another isn't going to positively move us forward, shouldn't we try another approach? Just try it. Let's try all working together for once. Let's try being the living organism that this rock, that this planet is. Let's try being the entire living organism instead of dividing ourselves. Because we are 1/8 billionth of the planet, each of us. We are 1/8 billionth of a species on this rock. And there's a lot of other species. There's a lot of other creatures. There's parts of this rock that we haven't even explored because we lack the capacity to right now. We understand more about space than we do our own oceans. There's so much that we can still learn, and there are young, motivated individuals who want to learn and who want to push forward and do good for the world, and yet they're not being given the chance because a benchmark hasn't been reached, or they don't have one of the requirements, or whatever it may be. But again, this isn't new. This didn't come around because of social media. So all that social media has done is just highlight, accentuate, and make more clear the fact that we enjoy arguing with each other and combating with one another. And now it's effectively been psychologically used against us. We're arguing with each other down here and bickering with each other while there are people in this world who profit off of your negativity. All the negativity, all of the controversy that you create in the world, someone benefits from it. By slowing down, by taking a breath, by existing in the moment, existing with people, not living life in the virtual, you begin to actually be the person you're supposed to be. So, a little bit of a thought spaghetti this time around, I guess, but thank you for listening.